Psalm 105. O give thanks unto the Lord, call upon his name, make known his deeds among the people. Verse 2. Sing unto him, sing psalms unto him, talk ye of all his wondrous works. Verse 3. Glory ye in his holy name, let the heart of them rejoice that seek the Lord. Verse 4. Seek the Lord and his strength, seek his face evermore. Verse 5. Remember his marvellous works that he hath done, his wonders, and the judgments of his mouth. Verse 6. O ye seed of Abraham his servant, ye children of Jacob his chosen. Verse 7. He is the Lord our God, his judgments are in all the earth. Verse 8. He hath remembered his covenant for ever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations. Verse 9. Which covenant he made with Abraham, and his oath unto Isaac. Verse 10. And confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. Verse 11. Saying unto thee, will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance. Verse 12. When they were but a few men in number, yea, very few, and strangers in it. Verse 13. When they went from one nation to another, from one kingdom to another people. Verse 14. He suffered no man to do them wrong, yea, he reproved kings for their sakes. Verse 15. Saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Verse 16. Moreover he called for a famine upon the land, he brake the whole staff of bread. Verse 17. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant. Verse 18. Whose feet they hurt with fetters, he was laid in iron. Verse 19. Until the time that his word came, the word of the Lord tried him. Verse 20. The king sent and loosed him, even the ruler of the people, and let him go free. Verse 21. He made him lord of his house, and ruler of all his substance. Verse 22. To bind his princes at his pleasure, and teach his senators wisdom. Verse 23. Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham. Verse 24. And he increased his people greatly, and made them stronger than their enemies. Verse 25. He turned their heart to hate his people, to deal subtly with his servants. Verse 26. He sent Moses his servant, and Aaron whom he had chosen. Verse 27. They showed his signs among them, and wonders in the land of Ham. Verse 28. He sent darkness and made it dark, and they rebelled not against his word. Verse 29. He turned their waters into blood, and slew their fish. Verse 30. Their land brought forth frogs in abundance in the chambers of their kings. Verse 31. He spake, and there came divers sorts of flies and lice in all their coasts. Verse 32. He gave them hail for rain, and flaming fire in their land. Verse 33. He smote their vines, also their fig trees, and brake the trees of their coasts. Verse 34. He spake, and the locust came, and caterpillars, and that without number. Verse 35. and did eat up all the herbs in their land, and devoured the fruit of their ground. Verse 36. He smote also all the firstborn in their land, the chief of all their strength. Verse 37. He brought them forth also with silver and gold, and there was not one feeble person among their tribes. Verse 38. Egypt was glad when they departed, for the fear of them fell upon them. Verse 39. He spread a cloud for a covering, and a fire to give light in the night. Verse 40. The people asked, and he brought quails, and satisfied them with the bread of heaven. Verse 41. He opened the rock, and the waters gushed out. They ran in the dry places like a river. Verse 42. He remembered his holy promise, and Abraham his servant. Verse 43. And he brought forth his people with joy, and his chosen with gladness. Verse 44. And gave them the lands of the heathen, and they inherited the labour of the people. Verse 45. That they might observe his statutes, and keep his laws. Praise ye the Lord.